Today's episode is brought to you by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Emma Stein with today's Free Press Voice Briefing. It's Friday, April 29th, 2022. The death of a Grosse Pointe Woods man haunted Oprah Winfrey. So much so that she made a documentary. In the spring of 2020, Gary Fowler went to hospital after hospital as his breathing grew more and more labored. Despite his symptoms and his close contact with his father, who was hospitalized with COVID at the time, Fowler was never given a COVID test. He ended up back at his house, where he died a few days later. Winfrey said the story humanized and laid bare the racial disparities playing out in a pandemic that has disproportionately hurt Black and brown communities. The documentary, called Color of Care, is streaming for free beginning May 1st.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Many people are thrilled to have received their tax refund already. The average refund was $3,103 this tax season through April 15th. That's up 8% from the same time a year ago. Even so, millions of taxpayers remain at wit's end, according to critics of the IRS. These taxpayers have absolutely no idea when they're going to get their money or why things are taking so long. A man in East Point, Michigan, told me that he's been waiting nearly 3 months now for his tax refund of nearly $3,000. What's worse, he could be waiting another 3 months or so if predictions are accurate. This taxpayer filed his return by paper and did not e-file it. And the Internal Revenue Service continues to deal with a backlog from last year. Paper returns this year are going to take an extra long time to process. The National Taxpayer Advocate warns that it could take up to 6 months instead of the more typical 6 weeks for some to receive their refund cash if they filed a paper return. The IRS has a tool called Where's My Refund at irs.gov, and many times you can get answers there. But experts warn that those who filed paper returns and others who face delays for various reasons aren't always able to get a clear picture of where their refund stands by using this IRS tool.
Seth Meyers, a quote-unquote honorary Michigander, is coming to Detroit on Friday to host a comedy benefit show. The event is for Forgotten Harvest, a nonprofit that fights hunger in Metro Detroit. The late-night talk show host and former SNL star said it was, quote, really easy to say yes to come to the Motor City, and noted that Detroit is a great comedy audience. Myers lived in Michigan, near East Lansing, for about 5 years growing up. Despite his short time here, he said he deserves his honorary status because he's been to both peninsulas, a game at the Tigers Stadium, and has watched football in the Silver Dome.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. The Detroit Lions made their first of 2 first-round picks on the first night of the NFL Draft. It wasn't much of a surprise, but the moment was still awesome for Lions fans, Michigan Wolverines fans, and basically if you're a football fan in the state of Michigan. Aidan Hutchinson, Michigan's dynamic defensive lineman, will swap out the maize and blue for silver and Honolulu blue. The Lions selected Hutchinson with the second pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. That makes him the first player from Michigan taken in the first round by the Lions since Jeff Backus was selected back in 2001. Hutchinson's selection at number 2 also makes him the highest Wolverine drafted in the post-merger era of the NFL Draft. That dates back to 1970. Day 2 of the NFL Draft begins at 7 p.m. The Lions have 3 picks over the second and third rounds.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.